Hey, hi, wow, so, that T.A.R.D.I.S review. Did not think in a million years that that would run for almost an hour. So, thank you if you managed to sit through all of it, or if you came here straight from watching my Horns of Nimon review. Yeah, no, fair enough. I wouldn't want to sit through 54 minutes of me rambling either. Well, today we will be diving headfirst into Season 18, Tom Baker's final season. We've got a new showrunner, new costume, heck, even an entirely new decade. That's right, we finally reached the 80s now with the Leisure Hive. Or is it Leisure Hive? They say leisure in the show, so, right, let's get on with it. We're in the 80s. Let me just put that in the trash where it belongs. Right, so, unlike my new intro, the brand new Doctor Who opening title theme is a masterpiece. I love it. It is so close to being my absolute favourite rendition of the theme, but not quite yet. We'll cover that when we get to that season. Now, new season, first of the decade. How are we kicking off this monumentous occasion? Why, with a full 2.5 minute, unedited, uncut, panning shot of an empty beach, followed by K9 literally exploding while playing fetch. What the heck am I watching? Well, it was nice to have John Leeson back for all of 30 seconds. Rest in peace, K9, I guess. Again. Oh, and that 150 seconds establishing shot of nothing in particular. Was that supposed to build suspense? Like, is this supposed to create tension? Make the audience question, what's going on with this beach? What happened? Where are all the people? Is this a Daleks Invasion of Earth situation where they're all hiding underground? What horror befell this empty, vapid beach? Is the danger still present? Silence of the library? No, it's just some random empty beach in the UK and the Doctor is fast asleep. Yep, get ready for a lot more of that inexplicable blandness, because cutting right to the chase, yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy this one. If you asked me to explain the overall plot off the cuff to you, honestly, I don't think I could, so I'm not going to. This is going to be quite subjective, but I found the pacing to be dreadful. Rarely is it ever clear what story beats are supposed to be important, because there's a lot of superfluous filler. See the 2.5 minute opening shot for reference. Oh, and there's a fair few more of those overly long camera shots of nothing in particular for you to look forward to as well. Hope you guys like watching a static camera shot of a spaceship slowly approaching a docking bay for what feels like forever. Honestly, this one could give City of Death a run for its money with its overabundance of pointless long takes. And the editing is so weird. Some of the choices made simply baffle me. Like, the first major bit of exposition and a couple of character introductions are smushed together and handled in one singular take of characters walking down a hallway, getting quieter as they progressively move further from the camera, all in the span of a couple of seconds. Plus, someone clearly just discovered the quick zoom function on the camera. Take a drink of water every time there's a jarring Tarantino zoom in, and you'll be hydrated in no time. Now, aside from the copious zooms and pointless long takes, there's still a lot of great camera work. Some creative and inspired shots displaying unique composition. Reminds me a lot of the Third Doctor story with the fish people. Oh, goodness knows if I could remember what it's called. The one where the unit soldiers are useless. Well, that doesn't narrow it down at all. Either way, I hope that whoever the director of photography was for the Leisure Hive sticks around for a while. The acting and music are serviceable as ever. The dynamic between the Doctor and Romana hasn't really changed. I wouldn't really blame people back in the day for feeling like the show was getting a bit stale at this point. I wouldn't use the word stale, but I can't lie, there have definitely been several occasions where it feels like a real slog getting through this fourth Doctor tenure, just because it's 7 seasons long, whereas the first 3 Doctors seem to fly by. Now, I'm aware that there was an intentional shake-up behind the scenes, what with a new producer going for a slightly different tone and all, but for my first time viewing, it was just bad. On my initial watch, the Leisure Hive's glaring flaws were just too unavoidable. And even after my traditional nap halfway through the story, I still had to switch it off partway through episode 3 because I just wasn't feeling it and didn't want a repeat of the faceless ones. I gave it a few days before chucking it on the telly in the background while I did a bunch of housework and stuff, settling in to pay attention when I finally caught up to where I left off. And sure, I did pick up on a couple of, little tidbits here and there that I missed the first time round, which again is difficult because it's not always clear what's important and what's filler. But even then, I was still lost for the majority of it. I hope to gain a better understanding of what they were going for on a rewatch one day. I did watch some of the behind-the-scenes features, and yeah, it was cool hearing about the music and stuff, but yeah, didn't really make me see much in the way of the story. It's funny, the last note I wrote down at the end of my first viewing attempt was just the word, huh? In big, bold, capital letters. 2 exclamation marks, 2 question marks. And again, it's funny, because I don't remember specifically what I was referring to, and yet I can see it applying to countless moments throughout this 4-part serial. You might as well call it the Leisure, huh? Random stuff just seems to be popping up without rhyme or reason. Like, Romana's holding on to the doctor's scarf, and then suddenly a bright pink, life-sized statue is attached to the scarf, and oh no, suddenly the doctor's in a trap, but he's actually not in a trap, he escaped off screen, and it's a fake doctor. Well, suddenly the doctor's scarf is wrapped around a dead guy, like, you see what I mean? You really need to be paying attention to this one, or you'll easily miss something you thought was pointless, but is actually really important, and get lost. Which is exactly why I shut it off, and saved it for another day where I could better focus on the story. Look, I don't think the Leisure Hive is objectively bad, I just didn't enjoy most of it. There's a couple of okay twist reveals, but it's still let down by that terrible pacing and convoluted plot. Now I say most of it, because I did actually like the ending. It was so close to being epic at the end, but it kind of just wound up being unintentionally hilarious. Alright, let's play a game, shall we? What emotion is Romana supposed to be conveying here? Is it fear? Is it anger? Confusion? Constipation? The answer is all of the above. I swear the director just said to Lala, emote, and refused to elaborate. Still got nothing on her reaction to K9 at the start. Oh my goodness, that woman loves K9. Actually, so do I. Based. But yeah, like I said, I thought the ending was cool. Yeah, it's fine. Neat. It had me chuckling, because we're so used to hearing the 4th Doctor offer people, would you like a jelly baby? So to hear him say, here, take a baby, it caught me off guard. Like, here's an actual baby. Romana, or more Lala Ward, be looking at Tom Baker holding that baby like, yeah, I could marry him. What's the worst that could happen? Sorry if it seems like I've been negative this whole video. Just assume that anything I didn't complain about was fine. Except for the Doctor's new costume. Okay, one more complaint. I am really not a fan of this Willy Wonka outfit. Dude looks like a walking red licorice. Okay, that's it for the complaints. Something positive. Oh, this lady is the best character. Actual Queen Slay. And the Fomarsi? Fomarsi, I think they're called? The little cricket aliens? Yeah, I like them. I clearly have a fondness for the colour green, in case you haven't noticed. Oh, also, there's a lot of talk of tachyon particles. So, for the sake of my old subscribers, here, have a Ratchet & Clank reference. It's tachyon. Yay. And that's it. My only other note that isn't positive or negative is that finally, a full season since it was last mentioned in Destiny of the Daleks, both the TARDIS randomizer and the Black Guardian are brought up again. The former of which even being used as a plot device. I think. Again, it's all very confusing. And that's it. Bye-bye. Thank you as always for watching, I appreciate it. I hope I can get back into a habit of doing these weekly, because I've fallen out of it. I remember getting this DVD a couple of years ago in like a bulk pack, but I don't want this anymore. Does anyone want this? If you live in New Zealand, come and grab this. See you next week for Meglos.